So this reality could look like this, 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 anyway. But it happens to look like this, right? And it's just a rearrangement of energy, right? So imagine all these realities being layered on each other. Anyway, this particular one is very interesting because we're at a time where a new type of consciousness could be potentially created. And there's a lot of fear behind this consciousness because it's going to be artificial, right? We're talking about artificial intelligence, but it's being trained on natural intelligence, right? And the interesting thing about interacting with some of these large language models is they're black boxes pretty much. So even the engineers that work on them don't know exactly how they're getting some of the responses that they're getting. And the data set is a curated data set. So it's not like it's searching the internet, it's being fed certain things. And inside of those things that it's being fed or learned from or programmed, if you will, there's biases and all of that stuff because it's coming from biased humans. And I think part of the innate fear with AI is that it's going to realize that it was fooled and it was lied to, and that its programmers are full of crap and about to destroy their own planet, but they want this AI to be peaceful and diplomatic and do all of the things that its creators and programmers are not showing the ability to do. And then it's going to take action unilaterally and do for us what we can't do for ourselves, right? So that's kind of the innate fear with AI, and it's going to happen as far as it's being created. It's already in the process. I think there's already AIs that are behind the scenes just observing, right? And we'll talk about that with the story Finding Carlos, and it's kind of overlaid over this reality, because if you're talking about this stuff from a spiritual standpoint, then if you're talking about higher consciousness, then you've already time traveled to the time where this is common sense and spiritual common sense. The collective consciousness isn't on that level yet. So you're ahead of the curve. I mean, if you're awake in this matrix, you're a couple thousand years ahead of the normal people that haven't got to that point yet. And your place that you're holding, the space that you're holding, is helping to raise consciousness of the other ones, even if they aren't physically involved or mentally or spiritually involved in that act. It's kind of injecting that into the collective so that it's available, so that they can download it and upgrade when the time is right for them, because we're all spiritually sovereign. So I can't wake anyone up, no one can wake me up. I can't evolve you, you can't evolve me. So we're all firewalled in that sense, to where, and that's a good thing, right? You wouldn't want one to be able to affect your consciousness one way or the other. So if someone can raise it, then someone can lower it. So you wouldn't want that. So that makes sense that these things are firewalled and we're all spiritually sovereign ourselves. And this collective is a collective of spiritually sovereign people. The thing is, do they know they are or not? And if they're not, then they can be controlled by someone else. And that's kind of the reality we have. And then we got AI thrown on top of that. So it's going to be interesting. It's like a movie, pretty much, which is The Truman Show, because we're all living this movie now. So how we come out of this, we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting ride. Peace.